Hey there, my name is Mayan Shah with RVMax.us, and today I have this gorgeous 2007 American Eagle. This is a 45E bath and a half model, and it's got a lot of nice options, actually about $52,000 of original options from the manufacturer. It's been excellently maintained over the years, and it definitely shows, as we're going to see as we walk through this coach. Now let's take a step down the driver's side. Now we've got all the awnings out right now, generator running, air conditioners going. Your slides are out, the coach is leveled. This of course has the hydraulic jacks as well as air leveling, which was optional on this bus. So you can see them deployed right now. The paint, being a custom paint job, is definitely unique within the American coach lineup. And it really suits this coach very well. With some of the cues, you have the bald eagle head, I like to call it that, on the front, giving it that really nice American Eagle face. You come around the side. Now you see back here, there's a big gap here between here and where your bedroom is. That's because your master bathroom is located back here. It's an excellent, excellent interior design. Notice the beautiful stainless steel grills we have here. This being a side radiated coach, you've got quick and easy access to your engine compartment. This does have a 500 horsepower Cummins ISM that's hooked with a 4000 series Allison transmission. Nice stainless steel exhaust pipe. Step around the other side. The paint in the exterior is actually in very, very clean condition. I would give this a 9 out of 10. There's a few tiny little flaws here and there, but definitely a 9 out of 10 for an 07. This is way above average as far as condition goes, I think inside and out. As I mentioned, it's been meticulously maintained and recently just got a full service on it. Now notice your large patio awning. This has an extremely striking view. As you'd imagine, this is sitting in your camp spot. This is how it will look, and it just looks striking and elegant at the same time. It's not, American Coach has this ability to make something that's a little bit, it's a little bit out there, and they're bold, right? You see the chrome on the side. You see the stainless steel chrome door handles. You see this elegant, super shiny paint job. You see the Cabernet gold on your window awnings and your door awning covers. And they are bold with what they do with their styling, but at the same time, they're very classy. They're an extremely recognized brand. American Eagle has one of the best brand names out there, and it just sounds amazing, American Eagle. They're definitely up there, and when you're sitting near your camp spot, everyone's gonna know. All right, let's go back in time real quick, and I'm gonna show you this bus with everything closed up, and the coach will be in travel mode. So as we walk down the driver's side of the coach, the paint is obviously very striking, but I like how the aluminum shrouds, which are finished in a cabaret gold, that's what American Coach calls it, and it's like a sort of iPhone gold, if you will, but it looks very streamlined as you go down with these awning covers. And combine that with the fact that you have this this is a 6-inch chrome piece that goes all the way on the bottom of the coach, matches the chrome on the stainless steel for your door handles. The coach looks very good from the side. Travel height is pretty optimal. You got a good bit of ground clearance. 315 size front tires, so those are large tires. Now, of course, you've got your side radiator here. But with the slides in, you can really admire the quality of this paint job. You see the shine. There's no delamination whatsoever, and you really want to look at this with the slides closed so you can get that one angle on the side. Perfectly straight walls. And American coaches have had problems in the past. You know, as long as it's with any coach really, if you don't maintain it, you're going to start getting some delamination, which again is not a big deal, but this coach has none of that. Now around the back, I love this top piece here. If I can remember correctly, it also serves as an intake. Yes, it does. So the intake for your engine is actually roof mounted, which means you're getting cooler air and in general better airflow, which is really nice. It also looks pretty nice. Now this is a 500 horsepower Cummins ISM, which we'll talk more about in just a minute when we cover the compartments. Now on the passenger side of the coach, lots of dark colors down here. And again, right now it may look like a darker or sort of a metallic black to you. However, I assure you there's a hint of blue and green in here, making it sort of a cadet blue, and I really like it. It's a nice color. Let's step down here. Notice here chromed out aluminum, full aluminum wheels. Well, they're not chromed out, but they're polished aluminum wheels, not chrome, but they're almost as shiny as chrome. And if you buff them out even further, you could get them looking like mirrors. Again, same with that Cabaret Gold here on the aluminum covering for your awnings, for your electric awnings and your window awnings as well. Paint is in excellent condition. This custom paint job really does it well. And this is one of the areas I actually prefer this coach to our personal coach. Of course, both of them have pros and cons, even though they are the exact same model and year from American Coach. Now you've got side-mounted cameras here. They're mounted in the body and the paint goes with them, so they're not like sticking out. They've gone ahead and finished that in paint. Love the chrome piece on the front. Looks very nice. And I loved how the fact that you have your mirrors up top. Because as you can see, the mirrors here are mounted from a perspective that give you a better eye or a better view down the side of the coach. It's hard to explain unless you've driven a lot of them, but they're better than the ones that come up from the bottom, in my personal opinion. The windshields also interestingly come from the top, just to make it look more like a bus. And personally, I like it. It's got a very good looking face. Let's talk about the compartments now. All right, starting with the first compartment on the passenger side, we have a nice entertainment center here. This is a nice package to have, and I love this swivel arm that it has because it comes way out. And then on top of that, you can go back and forth with it here. This is a really nice setup. You've also got speakers, subwoofer, nice outdoor system, radio. You've also got storage up here. Look at the woodwork that matches the interior. Power supply. You've also got like a car charger port. They're pretty nice. This goes back into place there. This is the second compartment, passenger side. Now this has the B package for the slide out compartments, which I believe means you've got 4 independent slide out trays in here instead of 2 very large ones. So you can kind of separate things and organize them a little better. And that's sort of personal preference, what kind of package you want. But the slide out trays in general are very nice. I always point this out on American coaches, but look at the size of these hinges. These are no joke. Again, we've got more slide out trays here. That's your ladder extension for the roof. Also got some extra components in here for your, oh, it looks like it's a nice table. I'm not sure if this goes with the coach or not. I have to talk to my dad. But there's a lot of storage in this coach, that's for sure. Now this right here are the controls for your multiplex system. You see that little RVM CPU. So you've got a lot of 12 volt buttons and 12 volt power coming through here. And yeah, that's about it. It's pretty important stuff. This also has an extra inverter that comes along with your household refrigerator, which means you can run your household refrigerator alone off of your batteries without having to drag down the battery supply by powering up everything else in the coach. That's what's nice about having that separate inverter. Now this coach just got new batteries 6 months ago, all new coach batteries, and this actually has 2 extra coach batteries that again came along with that package for the inverters and the refrigerator. We've also got a main coach power cutoff on the left. I love how these are insulated. They're very protected from the elements, and that's pretty key. Okay, so these 2 back compartments on the passenger side of the coach, you've got storage here along with some electrical components for your chassis side. You've also got your chassis side batteries here, and they're on a slide out tray, which is very convenient. So these just come out like this. I mean, they come out farther, but I'm not gonna get them all the way out right now. And then latches back in place. Now this coach, of course, has the optional hydraulic leveling system as well as the air leveling system, and this is the reservoir for that hydraulic system. We're going to talk more about that and give you a demonstration of the hydraulic system working in just a minute, but this is where the main components are. You've got your reservoir, of course, as well as, I totally forgot the word for those. Oh well, we've had to replace them in the past. If you have a hydraulic leak, it's most likely one of these pieces, a seal goes bad, so they're pretty easy to fix. Generally, they're very reliable. Now, notice the dates on these filters, 6/24/20. That's because all of the fluids in this coach, as I'll mention later on the interior, have been recently changed. So we've got new transmission fluid, oil filters, air filters for the generator as well. So this is nice to know that you have. I believe they also changed hydraulic fluid. I could be wrong about that. But it was serviced, I mean, about a month ago. So less than a month ago, actually. By the way, quick artifact here. Oh, well, I'll mention it later. Let's keep moving for the engine. Got a little piece here that just looks like it's like got heated up and the clear coat kind of bubbled a little bit. You can barely see it, and I'm nitpicking it, but it is there. This whole thing opens up, and this being a, of course, side mount radiated coach, you've got easy and clear access to your engine bay. Now this is a 10.9 liter, or some people call it 11 liter, Cummins ISM. This is a 500, I think it's a 515 actually, I could be wrong. It's either 500 or 515, I believe it's a 500 horsepower coach, but the torque increase from the ISL is really major. Now this is linked to your drive axle through a Allison 4000 series, and we're actually, we have a 2005 Prevost Liberty on our lot right now, and it actually uses the exact same transmission, or it may be slightly different, but it's the same model transmission. Of course, each manufacturer, they tune them differently how they want them to operate. But what I'm trying to say is that is a serious transmission. Now you've got your tow hitch down here. Oh, hold on, my dad's calling me. We'll be right back. Okay, so this has a 15,000 pound towing capacity, and it's not only the hitch rating that allows you to do that, because you can, of course, upgrade hitch ratings on your coach. It's the fact that this has that 4000 series Allison transmission combined with this much more powerful 500 horsepower Cummins ISM. And the side radiated fact is not only good for servicing it, from what I've heard, it's better for towing as well, because you'll create a draft with your rear radiated coach that could be affected by your pull behind. Not sure how much, I'm not sure how true that statement is, to be honest with you. Now this right here is an electric power reel for your 50 amp power cord. Very convenient, just press the button, it reels itself in. All these doors shut with a substantial feeling. Now this does, of course, have an aqua-hot system. This is a hydronic diesel-fired system, so this provides heat for your furnace, as well as providing you with hot water. And it will provide you with steaming hot water for as long as you want it. It's a really fantastic system. This right here, I believe, is optional. Electric reel, so you pull it out, and then to pull it back in, just push the button. Notice the rollers it has on each side, so you can quickly and easily get that hose out. That's to fill your tanks or connect to city pressure, of course. By the way, the aqua-hot just received, I believe, a 3 or 4 year long service, so it's supposed to last 3 or 4 years. They have the filter here, which is really nice. They just changed that out. That water pump looks pretty new too. That looks like a new water pump. They changed the filters here. You got a new extra filter hanging around. So this has just been serviced. Again, the owners of this coach had really taken care of it. Now this is your wet bay. I like the fact that we have our sensor tank out here so we can check tank levels quickly and easily from outside. Water pump, you've got cargo lights, of course, because all these compartments are lit. Outdoor hose or outdoor shower. You can quickly and easily hide your cable for it too, which is pretty nice. City water nozzle, but you can also connect to city water through that hose over there. Also got 2 power outlets. I like the fact that these are outdoor covers, because the reality of the situation here is going to be water. Sometimes you're going to get water everywhere or something. It's nice that those outlets are very well protected. We've also got a tank flush too. Let me check one more thing. Yes, it does. I forgot to mention that. This has the RV SaniCon system. I didn't even see it. It's tucked down under there. So that basically is like a macerator for your black tank. Now right here, we're going to have access points to your pass-through slide-out compartments. Again, these portions slide out here as well, just to make it much more easier to load up. Now this is your propane tank. I like the fact that this propane tank is not just hanging down the bottom, it's in its own little compartment here, protected from the elements. We've also got a hose here if you want to plug in some kind of grill outside. All right, here's a quick demonstration of the automatic air leveling this coach has. So as you can see, the button was just pressed. Coach is dropping down because, of course, there is a driver to passenger side tilt. So what it'll do it'll dump itself in the areas where it knows it needs very large changes in height. And after it does that, it will make incremental changes. So if one side needs to be raised, one side will be raised. And you can hear it right now. I don't know if you can, hold on. If you can hear it, it's making repeatedly the same little incremental movements. So it's actually a pretty accurate system. The HWH system is pretty nice. Anyways, let's jump to the hydraulic side. All right, here's the hydraulic jacks coming down. So this is what happens when you press auto with hydraulic selected. It should dump the bag. Yep, there it goes. See the coach coming down. And what it does is so it doesn't have to extend the jacks as far. So it'll get as low as it can, which I honestly really like how coaches look when they're slammed down on the ground. It's an aesthetically pleasing sight to me when the tires fit out with the wheel wells. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. It just dumped the bags, and now it's going to deploy your hydraulic jacks. So it's still dumping. It's going to be dumping the whole time. And just waiting for those jacks to come back. Or come down. Okay, so the jacks are coming down. I actually didn't even hear it over the engine, but you can see the coach going up now. And it's so powerful, it's lifted the tag axle side over here, or your tag axles come up in the air. And so the hydraulic system is really powerful in those situations when you have a lot of slope, because the air will just not do the same. It doesn't have the capability that the hydraulic does. But in most situations, air will be just fine. However, there will be a lot of situations where it's nice to have hydraulic. Hydraulic sometimes also provides you with a nice amount of stability if you're walking around in it. In these bigger coaches, it's not as noticeable, to be honest. You know, the lightweight little trailers and stuff, you want your jacks down or your stabilizers down so you don't go back and forth. But these big coaches, even with air leveling, are really rock solid. By the way, notice this right here. So you see where this water is coming out? This is for your condensation that's coming from your air conditioners. All right, let's see the slides come out now. All right, here's that driver front coming out. The seal was actually just repaired too, and I believe replaced. So all the seals around here, as well as some of the areas in the driver window, I believe, I was looking through the records of the coach, have been replaced. And there's honestly been a lot of maintenance done to this coach. It's been very well taken care of. So I can see the slide dips down now so it can become flush. You've got nice windows on the side of your slide. And there it is. That's your main driver slide. So here's your rear driver slide coming out. Coming out very smoothly. Again, seals look good. I see a little tear in the slide out topper there on this rear slide. But again, nice windows. Biggest thing here is to check your seals, and they look excellent. And now we've got both slides out on the driver's side of this coach. Let's flip over to the passenger side. All right, here's the passenger side of this coach slides coming out. With the rear slide here, the striping is excellent and the paint is excellent even on the side of these slides. So this is a small little guy, and that's all it takes to get him out. But notice the paint quality. You can really see where the sun is shining here, how beautiful this paintwork is. Go ahead. All right, here's that passenger side living room slide coming out. So quad slides really opens this bus up on the interior, as you will see very shortly. And the slides look gorgeous when they're out. All right, so now we've got our two electric awnings coming out. The patio awning, which is a one-touch. You can also manually do it if you want to get it out to a certain specific point and then stop it. And that patio awning also has a three-speed wind sensor as well. So it's got a high, medium, and low wind sensor. So as you can see, it's a very long patio awning. And sure, it has the arms to where the Girards don't have the arms. However, this is a longer awning than the Girard. So pick your poison, whichever you like. All right, we're on the interior now, and this has the full polished porcelain floor that goes from the bedroom all the way up to the entrance and around the driver and passenger seat. I really like that because coming in on carpet, or it's kind of like this, if you've seen it before on other Eagles that don't have this package, they have like this corrugated looking carpet that's rough on your feet. The tile is much better and it also looks much better. The atmosphere in this coach is very warm. We've got nice warm leather. It's like a natural tan color. I'm particularly a fan. I'm a big fan of the warm leather. We've got a cool car that has warm leather in it, and I like that. The master bathroom in the back is very spacious. Again, this is the same model as our personal coach that we actually have. It just happened to be this way where we have two 45E American Eagles. There's a couple little differences in here that I'm going to highlight. But let's go ahead and start this tour with the kitchen area. And this is one of my favorite areas in the front part of this coach. I really like this stone. This is a really unique stone. I've never seen this type of granite be put in a coach. I haven't seen it in other Eagles as well. Most Eagles have the grayer colored stone. Notice the backsplash. This has a gorgeous backsplash. Now here's a small difference between this coach and our coach. Our coach has a window here, which is kind of interesting. We also have a gold finished Moan faucet, whereas this has a chrome. I kind of like this chrome, but that's kind of personal preference. Now I've got a dual solid surface sink. This is a very deep sink, mind you. Inserts fit well. You've also got a soap dispenser, which is a small but important feature. I've got a Princess high output dual burner stove here. Notice how the granite goes and surrounds your burners, and I really like how it looks. It's just a higher quality finish. You know, a lot of times you'll have like some kind of metal or aluminum or stainless steel down here, which is fine, but I love how the stone continues. It's a little high-end feature. This coach was $515,000 new, believe it or not. Check out this piece down here. I really like that design in the wood. Notice the beautiful, beautiful backlighting and accent lighting around the woodwork in your kitchen area. Very gorgeous. It's there, and you definitely notice it when all of the lights are on. But I personally really like using accent lights for night lights because they provide you with this beautiful, warm, and nice lighting at night. No blue lights like the LEDs put off. I'm sure they put off some frequency of blue lights. Actually, I'm not completely sure what the frequency of these lights are. However, accent lightings are the best night lights, in my personal opinion. Now, before we move on into the living space, check this out. This coach has a nice fat stack of service records. Also includes the original build sheet, so quickly gloss over some of the options here, the important ones. Extra entertainment center, obviously. It's got an additional inverter as well as additional batteries. It's got the optional household refrigerator. It has the optional air over hydraulic leveling system, king mattress in the back, heated tile with both portions of the tile, including the one in the bathroom being heated. You see that with option 208 and 928. You've also got some other options here that I'm not going to talk about because it's take too long, but that's $52,000 in options, making the vehicle total $515,000 when this was new. So this is no low-end, bottom of the barrel Eagle. This is not only a top of the line coach, it's got a lot of options. By the way, notice the exterior paint request as well as the interior, this custom interior request, which I believe is the accent lighting around the windows. I haven't seen that in a Eagle before, and I think that's what it is. Now, sorry, I'm trying not to take too long here, but these are very important facts if you're looking seriously to buy this coach. Look at this date. This was $2,100 spent, let's see, September 2019. So that was not that long ago at all. This got all new coach batteries. They fixed some air leveling leaks, so they replace some parts that need to be replaced. This coach has been maintained excellently because as an RV, things will go wrong over the years, and it's important to see this stuff. Look at this bill right here. This was done in June 20th. This was a month ago this was done. Look at the total. Hold on. I'm going to try to hide anything. Yeah, hopefully there's no information here. Work total order, $4,700. That's a total, and I'm not going to go into all of what this is, but they did just some of the highlights. They replaced a lot of seals on the exterior, the window seals, light bulb seals. I mean, the people who own this were very meticulous about their coach, and they took very, very good care of it. As we can see, I'm not going to go into the rest of this, but you can see there's a lot more records here. This is a freshly serviced coach. All the fluids have just been changed. The hydraulic fluid, the oil, all the filters, the transmission fluid was also just changed. So this is a freshly serviced coach, essentially brand new batteries, and has been taken care of very well. Okay, now that we've quickly glossed over those records and the initial build sheet of this coach, which I love the fact that we have all that information in here. Not very often you get to see records like that and a freshly serviced coach. So now you have a nice Advantum GE profile. This is a high-end convection / microwave oven. It's really nice. You could bake a cake in there from what I've heard. Let's step over here. This is the optional household refrigerator, and isn't it beautiful? Because this was put in when this was new, so it was done by the manufacturer. It wasn't done aftermarket where they just slapped that thing in there and you hope that they did it right. This is done by the manufacturer. I love these locks, so you don't have your refrigerator flying open, because it's being a household refrigerator, these don't come as standard with locks, because you're not flying, your house isn't flying down the road. Well, I guess in this case it is. So they install these locks. This is from American Coach. Let's see, that's unlocked there. Oh no, that's locked. There we go. Got your freezer down the bottom. Lot of space. Ice maker. Slide that back into place. So, love the refrigerator. Love the locks. Stainless steel. Beautiful. Let's step in over here to the dinette area. Good bit of space here. Again, that beautiful granite. Notice this little piece here. I love that strip. It's like a caramel candy almost. You see that little strip in there. Love it. I also like the colors of these seats. They're warm. They haven't dated either. They're just a classy style on the fabric there. Kind of a timeless design, which is extremely rare in a motor coach. Most of the time you see in most RVs is, you know, the fabrics are especially the ones that show the date first. These, timeless. You've got a subwoofer down here. This is for your surround sound system. You've also got a phone jack, power supply, some of your multiplex controls. I love how American Coach puts these beautiful mirrors in. I miss mirrors. There's a lot of mirrors here. Before we step out of the kitchen area, look at these large mirrors. A lot of new coaches, especially brands like Tiffin, are not putting in a lot of mirrors. And I guess some people don't want that, so I can't blame Tiffin. This is a personal preference. I really like the mirrors because when you go out, you kind of want to be able to see yourself. And also, for some reason, it just really looks nice in a coach. It makes it feel bigger and all that. These are nice. What's the word for this? Beveled. I had to look to my girlfriend. I don't know what I mean, it just looks like a nice mirror, but they're beveled mirrors as well. And the wood trim around them is top notch. All right, let's move into the living space. All right, so in the living room area, or whatever you like to call it, some people call it the den, XYZ, whatever you want to call it. This is your driver's side couch, and this is a really large, comfortable couch that's also a pull-out air mattress. So you just pull that out, and you've got, I believe, a queen-size air mattress, so it's a pretty large capacity. You've got your air pump up here, so you just plug it in, quickly fill it up to whatever pressure you like. That's why I love air mattresses. The spring mattresses are nowhere comparable to the comfortable capability of an air mattress, especially when you're thinking about longevity, because if you have a spring mattress shoved up in a couch for a long time, the springs are going to get weak naturally. Now over here we have our pilot chair, which is turned around. I'm just going to put that down. So you do have extra seating here, and I love how the leather continues down here, so they're not skimping at all. You don't see metal or any plastic down there. This is your co-pilot chair, which in American Eagles is actually, they tend to be larger or wider, but they actually look the same, and I think that's because this is a larger seat. If I can remember, from our coach, and this actually may just be a standard seat, and I'm going crazy here. So check out our other '07 Eagle and let me know what you think. I think this is wider, but maybe it's just a color. This is a recliner, by the way. So you can sit in here. It's all, by the way, it's got lumbar, electric control. The top part moves too, which I really like. But here, it's also heated. Both seats are heated. Where's the button? There we go. There's like 3 black piano switches. They all look the same. So as you can see, you can recline and use this as a very, very comfortable recliner. I mean, half the time in our coach, our 45E, I'll fall asleep here or in the back. That's my couch. That's where I would be all the time. Let me put this back down. Now this right here is your passenger side couch, and this is a jackknife just to give you an extra width and to be much more comfortable for one person especially. It's very comfortable. Vents down there for your heating. Look at all the woodwork up here. Looks fantastic. This is something I just noticed. This little trim piece or whatever on this pillow matches perfectly with the granite. Isn't that really cool? It continues the color. The styles in here are put together superbly. They really thought out all the colors because the colors just flow very well. Notice how the centerpieces in your granite match the kilo color as well. And the carpet color. So colors are smooth, elegant, classy. No out of the way, crazy stuff that you see in some coaches from '07 or '06. This is just a classy, well thought out interior. Now we've got a beautiful flat screen TV up in the front. I love how Eagles do this front, like it's almost like a cowled hood, except it's up on the roof. So you see here, it's very tall. It should be about 84 inches if I'm not mistaken, maybe 83 or 82. Now here it goes up, provide you with that big eagle look in the front, that has that bald eagle look, because the roof actually comes here and slopes up to give it that tall, again, bald eagle look. I love how it looks. And it's very American. It's an American coach. I love the fact that it looks like an eagle. But this area in the interior is really beautiful. They made use out of it. You see all this gorgeous woodwork where all your electrical systems are. And the TV is hidden very well too. Excellent woodwork in here. Notice the suede / Alcantara up here. This goes all the way down the center of the coach. It also hides your venting for your air conditioning. It gives a really clean look on the ceiling. I love this Alcantara. This color is just fantastic. It's really, I'm a fan of how it's kind of speckled in there, matte with this darker color. All right, let's come back into the half bath. The half bath in this bus is very spacious. You've got a lot of countertop space, and I feel like I'm going to be repeating myself a lot from our other video because we literally just did or recorded the other 2007 45E. But very spacious, elegant accent work, and a lot of lighting. Look at the lighting here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, not including the 4 lights from your vanity. So that's 9 lights in here. You've also got a little heater, which is nice in the wintertime. If it's super cold, you can heat your feet up. You just turn it on, the button's down there. Backsplash matches the kitchen. Again, beautiful granite. A lot of countertop space. A lot of space in here too. So if you have someone sleeping with you, you've got 4 people on the road, they're sleeping up there. They've got their own bath where they can brush their teeth, wash their face, do 80 and 90% of the things you do in a bathroom very comfortably. Check this out. I pointed this out in our '07 Eagle too. There's no breaker box back here, so you've got a lot of space. Also notice this gorgeous little piece of granite down here too. So you can put something very decorative if you'd like. Push button, Tecma toilet, porcelain. LED backlight or night lights, very important. Don't want to trip at night, but again, the accent lights that this coach has also provides you with beautiful night lights. We're just skipping past so much storage, but it's okay. There's a lot of storage in here. Actually, take a peek. It's like a mini wardrobe. It is a mini wardrobe with this adjustable thing, but it's taken out, I'm assuming, because they had clothing in here that was hanging. Optimal use of space there. Now let's step into the very spacious bedroom because, of course, we have 2 opposing slides back here, this being a quad slide coach. Now this is a king size optional air mattress. You've also got, this I personally always have liked in our personal coach, even though I rarely slept back here unless I took the bus out on my own. But I respect this idea. You can quickly lock your door, your front door with this button here, just to provide, those of you out there who have camped before in a bus especially, if you're in the back and you're like, man, did I lock that door? It's not fun to get up. If you're about to fall asleep, you're like, oh, I gotta walk up. and go check the, I mean, that's a first world problem, but it's nice to have that fixed for that first world problem. Notice the accent lighting around here too. Beautiful headboard. There's a lot of space, nightstand space for both sides of this bed. They also have their own outlets too for power supply. You can quickly start your generator up from here. This coach, of course, does have an automatic generator start system, which, looking in the records, has just been checked and make sure it does work like it should. Over here, more beautiful granite. Got another Sony flat screen. A lot of space down here. Notice how this is still finished in a nice finish and stain along with the rest of the wood. A lot of manufacturers cheap out on these pieces and they don't look they just don't look right. This looks right. That paneling looks great. Oh, check this out. Got a pocket door here. This is all like a solid piece of wood. Block out the rest of the coach from your bedroom and, of course, your master suite. Here we go. I'm repeating myself again. We have another large body, what's it called? Body mirror. Sorry, I thought mirror slipped my mind for some reason. In our 07 video, I was mentioning how I love this and how I've used it or how I use ours over the years to get ready for formal events and stuff. This is an important feature. If you're about to go out to a formal event, it's especially important. Now you've got a surround sound system separate from the front surround sound system. So you got another subwoofer back here. You've got a Bose surround sound system, so you can really jam out in the back of the coach as well as the front. Now, favorite part of the coach, master bathroom. First, just look at that beautiful countertop with that backsplash. This is one of the best master bathroom countertops I have seen, especially from this era. Now up here, a lot of countertop space and a lot of, wait for it, beveled mirrors. Everywhere I look here, actually no, these aren't beveled. Oh, they're not beveled. Yeah, they're covered up by a lip. That's right. Yeah, you don't want these to be beveled because then that would reduce the space you have to look at yourself. Because if you imagine, if you're in here shaving or doing something, I mean, look at how many angles I've got. I've got mirror, 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 mirror everywhere. So it's actually nice if I stick my head in here. This is a pro tip because I've used this coach a lot. If you move this mirror like this, you can shave the left side of your face while looking dead straight. Pro tip, but it's hugely important. I mean, because look, you see the angle. I see the left side of my face, not craning my neck. That's a small feature. It's really nice though. Over here we've got a nice size wardrobe as well as a safe. Now this is cedar line too. This is a beautiful wardrobe, smells great. Another push button Tecma toilet. This tile back here is heated. I love this window, and of course you can shut the blinds and blind it out, but I love the fact that you have a nice window in here. Now the shower. This has a large shower. You step in here, skylight's huge, a lot of headroom space, a lot of width, and like I mentioned in our coach, it's not the deepest, but it's super long, so you've got a lot of arm space. I mean, you can move around in here as you wish, and of course with that Aqua Hot system, you've got unlimited hot water, so you can stay in there for as long as you want. Of course, we do have a pocket door here. Let's undo that. Same thing, beautiful wood. Right here, again, more gorgeous woodwork. Another mini wardrobe, so a lot of wardrobe space. I actually kind of like this. So this is a small difference between our coach and this coach. This has a combo. We have the washer dryer stack, and that's personal preference. Depends on what you're going to use the coach for. If you're going on like a couple weeks, it's kind of nice to have this much more space for your wardrobe. If you're going for 5 months, maybe you want a stack. I don't know. That's personal preference. You can always add one in here if you wanted to. Same thing, granite matching for your air conditioning vent. I love that. All right, I think we've covered most everything in this bus. Let's take a glance at some systems up here real quick. And then we'll move on to the cockpit area and some cool stuff, and then the test drive, of course. All right, in the cockpit area, I actually really like how American Coach lays their stuff out. So obviously we have a smart wheel here. Here's where you can like flash your headlights, flash your taillights. Windscreen wiper control. Cruise control is here. This is a really nice place for cruise control, by the way, because you can still grip the steering wheel. I like this area. 6-speed Allison transmission control. This is your engine brake, so this is to toggle it on and off. This is to toggle back and forth between high and low. The pedals can be moved in and out with this button. This is for the trip tech. So the trip tech is really nice. Let me move my water bottle and show you what it can do. So obviously gas mileage, look like the average is 6.2 on this bus. But look at, this is more interesting information. All kinds of interesting stuff, blah, 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 blah. The stuff I like to keep it on is, okay, where is it? Oh, it's not there because it's not running, but let me fire it up. And while we do that, check this out. I love how this turns on. Oh, I love that. I love how it tests it. Oh, it's fantastic. And I love the beeping noise. Anyways, that's just me. Fire it up. Okay, there it is. All right, so you got all kinds of useful stuff in here, but check tow vehicle, like reminders and stuff. So you can go through it and be like, oh yeah, I checked that, right. 6.4 miles. Did it go up? I feel like I said 6.2 earlier. Anyways, this is useful information. Watch. Look at what's on top. It tells you what gear you're in, blah, blah, blah. Turbo pressure, interesting information to watch. I love seeing when it gets the max boost. Engine temperature, useful. And that's water temperature. Transmission temperature, and then you have your oil pressure and oil temperature. I love having transmission temperature and oil temperature. Those are very, very useful. I always keep an eye on these things while I drive. When I'm going, you know, like I said, just went to the beach, I always had it up. I was watching that thing. I always Hawkeye gauges because you never know. But you also just kind of get a feel for what your coach normally operates at. So if you put something really heavy on it, you can kind of be like, oh, okay, my transmission's heating up a little bit, or my oil temperature's heating up a little bit. Maybe I want to do this or do this differently. I don't know. It's just nice having the transmission temperature and all these useful gauges. You, of course, have your water temperature and oil pressure down here, too, as well as your airbag level and pressure. But anyways, very useful thing on that screen. Now over here, air horn. It's got a great horn. Headlights, hood light, all kinds of useful stuff. There's like reading lights up here. Docking lights. It's got great docking lights. By the way, the ambers on the front have been upgraded to LED, which is pretty nice. Air conditioner blows cold on the dash air, which is kind of rare. You got power visor control here. Let me turn that off because it's probably causing some disturbance in the microphone. So you can control here. See that? Individual. You also got a little sunshade here, which is pretty nice. Power window, large power window actually. And you got mirror heat and all that good stuff. All right, let's hit the road. Oh, whoa, whoa, wait. American Coach always does it. I love this vent. This is a great vent because you have two up here and then there's two for the passenger over there. And of course you have vents down there and then defrosters. But this is a nice vent because everyone, like, you want a vent right here hitting your leg. It gets really hot. You're out there messing with your tow vehicle. It's nice to have that. This thing will actually freeze you up here. They're so positioned so well. You have to turn it back even when it's hot outside. Oh yeah, and of course this has hydraulic and air leveling. That's the controls right there. That's great to have both because if you're in a situation where you don't want to put your jacks down on the surface, you can just use your air. Very nice, very nice. Oh, let me point this out. I like this. This is useful. Keep your phone and stuff here and whatnot. All right, we're getting on the highway now with this bus, and it definitely has adequate power. Now, being, of course, essentially the same bus as our personal coach, very familiar with it. The steering is excellent. It's got the same Spartan K2 chassis, 4000 series Allison transmission, which is the same transmission they put in the Prevost buses. And it just shifts like butter. It's butter smooth. You almost don't feel the shifts at all. Because at this load capacity, I think it's like 45,000 pounds on the GVWR, the 4000 series Allison is just relaxing. Now the 500 Cummins has got plenty of power, like I mentioned. Plenty of power. You can do 95, 100 miles an hour in this coach with no problem. I've done that on closed circuits. I've done that. Never on the public road. But yeah, it's an excellent driving coach. We're at 70 miles an hour with ease. It's got so much power. I have to slow down for traffic here. And you can see how, I mean, look at this. It's a windy day today. And it's unaffected. Got a dual stage exhaust brake, low and high. Just engage that, and now I don't have to use my brakes. All right, look at this. Up a hill, we're about to accelerate. This is like the place where most coaches don't have enough power to accelerate up a hill. Because that's a lot of work to accelerate 45,000 pounds up a hill, and it's doing it with ease. Look at it. It just shifted into 5th gear, and we're still accelerating up a hill, passing cars. It's got plenty of power. And it's really it's the torque. It's the torque that you get from this 500 Cummins that really matters. We're at 65 miles per hour now, cresting the hill at 70 now. Oh yeah. 75. 80 miles an hour. And see, I'm going around the hill, and look at the way it's carrying its weight. At 80 miles an hour, around a corner. Signal, my right camera comes on to show me my blind spot. It, of course, has side cameras. And see, look at this. We're going around this corner here, right? We're at 70 miles an hour taking an exit ramp. You can see how much I've got my wheel turned. 70 miles an hour, camera bag just fell over. And it's handling it with ease because it's not throwing its weight around like you see on a lower end chassis. Especially a gas coach. And there's nothing wrong with gas coaches. That's a personal preference thing. It's just, if you're going long distance miles and you don't want to be affected by 18-wheelers, you got to get this chassis. This is an incredible chassis for that. And there's really nothing above it besides, unless you go to a Prevost, or arguably the Dynamax chassis, but that's arguable. Dynamax chassis are fantastic. There's really nothing above the K2 chassis besides like one, maybe 2 other chassis out there. And that's saying a lot because this is priced at $150,000. And obviously, a similar comparable Prevost with a bath and a half and all the space in here is going to cost you about $500,000. Unless you're looking at, there's some other choices out there, but with the space and all this, you seriously going to have to go to $500,000 or more to get comparable specs and a better chassis. So this is about the best chassis you're going to get. This is the most bang for your buck as far as if you're looking for a really nice diesel bus, like the nicest bus you can get for the least amount of money, this is the coach right here. It's got so much going for it. The chassis, the power, it's got a big Cummins. And it's the ISM is a fantastic motor. Look at this, I'm going to nail it now. This is fast for a bus. It doesn't, look, it's still slow because it's a dang bus. It weighs a lot. But for an RV, I always take the exact same route on my test drive videos so I get a feel for everything I drive on the same road. So the road is hopefully not really a variable. We still have traffic as a variable, but the road isn't. And I can tell you this has a lot of torque. We're at 65 miles an hour crossing that bridge right here. And we're still accelerating a lot of acceleration up this hill. Trust me, I've driven thousands and 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 another 1,000 of miles. I just came back from the beach actually in a 45-foot coach with a 22-foot trailer. And that was a great bus to drive. It actually had the same chassis as this. K2 chassis, independent front suspension. Spartan doesn't play around, and this is one of the best Spartans you can get. Merge over here. The torque is just excellent. Excellent amount of torque. Now, given this has a 15,000 pound towing capacity, so if you had 15,000 pounds back there, it's not going to feel the same. You're adding a good bit of weight, obviously. But judging by the power here and judging by the fact that we've had probably around 8,000 pounds on our bus and it still had plenty power, I know this thing can handle it with ease. This is a big boy bus here, or a big girl bus right here. And like I said, 150 grand, this is a lot of bang for your buck. You've got tile heat, you've got aqua hot, you've got an incredible amount of safety systems. You've got the K2 chassis mounted with the American Coach Liberty framework, 500 Cummins, dual stage exhaust brake. The list goes on. And the fact that this is a special edition coach, which is really cool. And I actually had, shout out to Terry, customer talked to me about this, that they only made around 2025 is what they think. This is a rare coach. You know, with the changing colors on the paint job and the special edition, you know, the accent lights inside. This is all special stuff. This is a really nice bus. Look at the way, I love the way the 4000 series Allison transmission shifts. When it comes out of 6th to 5th, you don't feel it. You don't feel it at all. You see your RPMs jump up and you hear the engine a little bit, but you do not feel it. The 4000 series is such a silky smooth transmission. Let me tell you. Engine brake is great. Look at this. Coming down from 70 miles an hour. I haven't touched the brakes yet. Have not touched the brakes yet. We're already at 30 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour. You literally don't have to use the brakes in these things until you get to about 15 miles an hour and the engine brake cuts off. Engine brakes are great, let me tell you. If you've never driven a bus with an engine brake, drive one with an engine brake. You'll never go back. It's just fantastic, especially if you're towing something. But it's so smooth the way it slows you down, and the fact that you don't have to touch your brakes and wear out your brakes, and it saves fuel. It's like all great things in one package. Oh yeah, the power is great. Look at me steering it with a finger. This is a fantastic chassis. Have I said that? I think I said that. Oh, sorry, we have a door open back there. It's not completely closed. And we're on a crappy road. Welcome to South Carolina, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is a great bus. 100. Oh my gosh, that door. Oh, that door is driving me absolutely crazy. I really want to go put it back in. It's got the latch. It just wasn't latched all the way when we were doing the video. I must have like played with it. And pan back there. Show them that. Show them that. You see the drawer? That's what's causing the noise. Sorry about that, folks. I should go back in. What was I saying? Oh yeah, great chassis. I think I've said that a few times. It's a really great chassis. I say it many times because it drives so excellently. Saying it's a great chassis simply isn't enough. But it's butter smooth. Barely affected by the wind, and trust me, I know from experience it's not affected almost at all by 18-wheelers. Unless an 18-wheeler gives you a flyby at like 100 miles an hour, you may feel a little bit. But imagine that, if you've never driven a big, nice 45-foot diesel that has a lot of weight and a fantastic chassis, imagine not being affected by an 18-wheeler. Doesn't that sound like the thing of dreams? Well, this could be a solution to get you closer to those dreams. And it's so quiet too. The engine's way back there, but the steering is fantastic. I mean, look, it's not fighting me. It's not wandering at all. Now it'll wander if you're a more amateur driver. That's why I'm a little careful with telling people, you know, people will ask me, does it wander? I'm like, it depends. You know, if you're looking about 5 feet in front of you, it's gonna wander because you're looking too close. And these big buses, you gotta be looking way down the road, way down the road. As far as you can clearly see is where you need to be looking. A, because that's safe. You need to be ready to stop because these things don't stop on a dime. And B, that's really how you have to drive most cars, especially if you're going fast on the highway. And trust me, they wander a whole lot less. Most wandering in these big, nice buses, it's not the bus. It's the driver. That's why I always say, when I played tournament golf for a long time, it's not the putter, it's the putter. Kind of funny. I'm really good at lame jokes. But yeah, it's the driver. And these really nice buses, they don't wander at all. If you saw me set it, it'll just go dead straight. Even with wind, it's barely affected by wind. You'd have to be out in Nevada with some like incredible wind for it to really be affected. It's the driver, believe it or not. And those of you out there who have this experience know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, this is a fantastic bus at a bargain deal for all the systems you get. American Coach is underrated. I'm sorry. They're underrated. I mean, they're not valued at what they should be. If this was made by Tiffin, it'd be 200 grand. And you know that. Anyways, I'm going to stop from ranting. Stop from ranting, Mayan. The people have heard enough. Anyways, if you want to come check out the bus in person or have any more questions for me, please give me a call at 864-376-5600 and check out the description below because I can't stand like trying to copy down numbers myself, and I know there's other people out there like me, so just look in the description. I'll put my phone number down there. You can text me too. If you don't pick up, you can just shoot me a text. If I don't pick up, just shoot me a text. Thank you so much for watching, and look for more to come. We've got a lot of nice buses on our lot that don't have videos yet and are not advertised. They're coming soon. Nothing really comparable to this. I mean, we've got a Prevost that's not advertised. We've got some other buses that are priced below this. And of course, we have our personal coach. I said I was going to stop ranting, and I didn't stop. Anyways, I'm going to stop now. Thank you for watching.